Fortnite's evolved over the years, but with every change, something important's been lost. Today, we're diving into the problems with modern Fortnite, and why the OG map and seasons were without a doubt better. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, stick around as we break it all down. One of the most glaring issues with modern Fortnite is the overcomplicated meta. From exotic weapons and augments to the countless vehicles and consumables, it's just too much. Back in the day, Fortnite had a simplicity to it. The weapons were iconic and the mechanics were straightforward. You had your pump shotgun, your assault rifle, and your trusty sniper, and that was all you needed. The OG seasons focus on skill and strategy, not just juggling a dozen different items at once. A few core weapons were enough to keep things fresh and exciting, and any new weapons or items added still managed to fit the cartoony theme of the original seasons, such as the flintlock pistol, suppressed sniper, and infantry rifle, along with classic vehicles such as the driftboard and baller. Whilst now it's become more about who can spam the latest broken weapon or just build the tallest tower. Where's the thrill of the good old battle royale gone? And then there's the map. When Fortnite launched, players had just one island to explore. Sure, it had its flaws, but it had heart. Iconic locations like Tilted Towers, Dusty Depot, Anarchy Acres were more than just places on a map. They were the landmarks that defined the game. It's not just the locations that contribute to this feeling either. Thanks to Save the World, the OG map fits nicely into the post-apocalyptic aesthetic, with static on the TVs and a worn-down look to all the props, whilst fitting into this cartoony style that we all know and love today. With guides like these to make sure the developers kept to this style, that's now been lost with time. With the current map being made in the image of its collabs, instead of making the collabs fit the world, losing the feel of the map in order to squeeze out just a little bit more cash. As Fortnite's evolved, the map's become a constantly shifting landscape. Sure, the newer POIs can be fun, but they ever lost an impact? No. We've seen so many new locations come and go, with each season feeling less and less familiar. I've struggled to tell you the names of the locations, or at least describe them to you after Chapter 3. The OG map felt timeless, it had character. Players had the same locations to learn and master, which gave a sense of continuity. Now you're just left chasing the next big update. It's hard to form attachments when the world keeps changing around you. Building used to be the defining mechanic of Fortnite. It set the game apart from all the other battle royales like PUBG, H1Z1, but come on, let's face it, building's gotten out of hand a bit. It's no longer about using structures for cover or creating smart defences. Now it's just about who can crank 90s the fastest, with the game originally intending for the player to build, you guessed it, forts. The OG seasons had a certain balance. Building was powerful, but it was just one part of the game. You could win with strategy, gunplay, and positioning. Today, however, it feels like the game revolves around speed building and quick edits. It's a skill that rewards dexterity more than tactics, and let's be honest, it leaves a lot of players behind. Many casual players feel outclassed before they're even firing a shot. Part of it is just the natural progression of the game. People get better, people understand the tactics. We've had 6 or 7 years to get used to building and how it all works. But I still feel like the game revolves too much around it, leaving many players just frustrated. The beauty of the OG seasons was that you didn't need to be a pro builder to have a great time. You could still fight and outplay opponents without having to learn a whole new skill set just to survive. Fortnite used to be about fun, chaotic battles with your friends and the thrill of victory. Sure, the microtransactions were always there, but it felt more like a way to show off your style, not a necessity to keep up with the game. But now with the introduction to the Battle Pass, constant crossovers, and the ever-expanding collaborations, it's hard to focus on the core experience. You've got Marvel superheroes, Star Wars characters, and even musicians taking the spotlight. And I shouldn't have to scroll 52 times to get to the bottom of the item shop. And that's not including the over 300 songs for 500 V-Bucks a piece. For me, the sheer amount of cosmetics make me less likely to buy stuff than I would with the old shop layouts. It's like Fortnite's trying to be everything for everyone, but in the process, it's losing what made it special. With the new multiverse idea, festival, rocket racing, and the push for UFN experiences, it just reminds me of another game, Roblox, where the player experience is solely created by the user with minimal input and lack of development from the company themselves. Epic still raking the money whilst having to do less work. Where's the charm of the original Fortnite? Back in the OG seasons, you weren't distracted by these countless pop culture references. The ones that did exist were subtle and funny. The focus was on the game itself, the original map, the mechanics, the pure battle royale. And then there's the community. The longer Fortnite goes on, the more disconnected it feels from its original player base. Players who grew up with the early seasons feel alienated by these new changes, these constant updates, the nerfs and buffs. It's all hard to keep up with. And it feels like the game's leaving behind those who made it a global sensation in the first place. And yeah, it's not just the game that's grown, people themselves have. It will be 8 years since Fortnite launched in 2017, and a lot can happen in that time. But what happened to the sense of community and discovery? Now it feels like Fortnite's a never-ending cycle of skins, collabs and cash grabs. People don't talk about the map anymore, it's just not relevant enough for them. They talk about what's new this week, and that's not what OG Fortnite was all about. The OG map was something special. It wasn't just about the big updates or the fancy skins. It was a world that felt alive, one that made you excited to log in every day. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but it had the simplicity and charm that modern Fortnite seems to have lost. The gameplay was easy to pick up, but harder to master. It was about finding your own rhythm, exploring the map, and honing your skills. The OG seasons were all about fun and creativity, fitting in with that unique cartoony theme. The game had a unique balance of building, combat, and exploration. The map was full of memorable places, and the community was tight-knit. Every match felt like an adventure, and every win felt earned. Modern Fortnite might have more flashy updates and collaborations, but it's missing that spark. It's missing the heart of the OG seasons, and without players vocalising their concerns or supporting the OG mode that released back in December, it won't change, as long as Epic keeps making their money. And maybe that's the biggest problem of all. So, what do you think? Do you miss the simplicity of OG Fortnite as much as I do, or do you prefer the chaos of the modern game? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Fortnite content. I'll see you in the next one.